everyone and welcome to my channel. In this video today, we will be covering the last 25 questions of the December 2021 NET English paper. इससे पहले in 3 different parts we have covered up till question number 75. इस वीडियो में हम आगे का कवर करेंगे, that is from question number 76 onwards. Let's start. Now, first question is question number 76. Who wrote The Labyrinth of Solitude? And the answer here is Octavio Paz. Octavio Paz is a famous name. He was a Mexican poet and this is a booklet essay by him. Alright. So the correct answer here would be 4, Octavio Paz. Now, moving further, arrange the following terms in the chronological order as these appeared in literary theory: philogocentrism, locutionary act, interpellation and interpretive community. Now, I'll not be talking about कि ये सब होते क्या हैं, but just about the chronology. So, सबसे पहले आएगा locutionary act, and this is cited in speech act theory, or this was talked about first in 1962, right? And next would be interpellation, and this comes in Marxist theory. It is in particular associated with Louis Althusser and his famous essay, Ideology and Ideological State Apparatuses, which published in 1970. So that is the second one. And then we have philogocentrism. Philogocentrism was coined by Jacques Derrida, and that was in 1972. And the last one here is interpretive communities, and this comes from the reader response criticism by Stanley Fish. So the correct order here is B, C, A, D, which is option number 2 here. Moving further, which of the following did Anyumba, Leong and Thiongo object to be in 1968? I'm sorry if I pronounced them wrong. Now this writer Leong, he collaborated with the other 2 writers, Anyumba and Thiongo, and he wrote on the abolition of the English department. It was an article. Now based on this article, which inspired the post-colonial students of English in Africa to question the practices of their discipline, these 3 writers, they were criticized for advocating cultural or racial purity within academia. They, sought to re-establish कि जो traditional East African ways थे knowledge के और understanding के in literature, they wanted to re-establish them. This was an effort towards authenticity and as a means for the region ताकि वो अपने आप को ज़्यादा अच्छे तरीके से समझ पाएं in the context of national independence. And यहाँ पर अगर आप देखते हैं तो वो African culture को, they are placing African culture at the center of education here. तो यहाँ पर इस essay के according these 3 writers they objected कि जो primacy है English literature और culture का, they objected one to that, and the second thing that they objected to was the focus on the study of the historic continuity of the English literature. So yes, these are the 2 things that they objected to, right? So the correct answer here would be 1, A and D. आगे चलते हैं. Which of the following abbreviations refer to a documentation style? And the answer here is 3, MHRA. This refers to Modern Humanities Research Association. Okay, so this is the answer. Option number 3. Next, who among the following is associated with the philosophy of praxis? Now, this particular term is associated with Antonio Gramsci and his work Prison Notebooks. Moving further, next is आपको 2 statements दिए हैं आगे. Language is not a reliable tool of communication, says deconstruction, but argues in favor of a theory of sign as a self-sufficient union of signifier and signified. And statement 2, deconstruction claims that language is non-referential since it refers neither to the things in the world nor to our concepts of things but only to the play of signifiers. Now looking at the second statement, this is definitely correct कि जो deconstruction है वो कहता है कि जो language है वो non-referential है because language ना ही तो चीज़ों को refer करती है that are things in the world, ना ही to our concepts of things, but जो language है it refers only to a play of signifiers. So this is definitely correct, but statement 1 is not, because if you look here, यहाँ पर जो उसने ये second उसमें बोला, this and this, they do not really go together. Okay, so that is why this statement is correct, statement number 2, but 1 is not, and therefore the answer is number 4. Next, which of the following are true of the dramatic legacy of Ben Jonson? Now, which are true? First of all, let me just correct this. This is not patronomically, this is atronomically. A-P and not P-A. Okay, atronomically. Atronomically means aptly named, के बिल्कुल सही नाम दिया जाता था, and which is definitely true that जॉनसन जो थे वो अपने कैरेक्टर्स को प्ले के अंदर बहुत ही सही तरीके से नाम देते थे. This definitely is the correct one. And then the second correct statement here is कि जो चैपमैन का प्ले था और मिडल्टन का ये वाला जो दोनों प्ले थे, they belong to the genre of comedy of humors, जो कि जॉनसन is said to have pioneered. Yes, Johnson had pioneered the genre of the comedy of humor. So these two are definitely correct, which makes second the correct answer. Next, which two of the following are the earliest colonial publishing initiatives that apply to India? And the answer here is B and C. Murray Colonial and Home Library Series, Colonial Library Series by Macmillan. You see, there will be a few questions जिनके लिए आप नहीं prepared होंगे, so I think this will be one of those questions. So let that be. Now ये जो अगला question है, इसमें आपको bibliography पूछी है actually देखा जाए तो डेविड लॉज की. डेविड लॉज is an important name. जब आप अपना preparation करेंगे तो you must be reading about David Lodge and his works. And the correct answer here is this option number second, A, C and D, which is the British Museum is falling down, changing places and nice work. Changing places और British Museum is falling down, उनके दोनों famous works हैं. In fact, nice work also. So this will be a simple question अगर आपको डेविड लॉज के works मालूम होंगे तो. Again next question में आपसे नोआम चॉम्स्की का पूछा है. नोआम चॉम्स्की again बहुत famous linguist hai. He's a very famous linguist. Okay, so when again you are preparing the language and pedagogy module of your syllabus, then you will come across this name Noam Chomsky and you will have to note down his bibliography जो उनके works हैं, all that. So then you would know that syntactic structures and aspects of the theory of syntax उनके दो काम हैं that Noam Chomsky has written. So the answer here would be 4. Now again next is a straightforward question actually कि अगर आप लोगों ने जब आप लोग अपने टर्म पेपर्स वगैरह लिखते हैं या फिर आप में से जो लोग एमफिल या पीएचडी कर रहे होंगे या कर चुके होंगे, तो जब आप वहाँ पे साइट करते हैं, जो साइटेशंस होती हैं, रेफरेंसेस होती हैं, यू साइट देम अकॉर्डिंग टू द एमएलए हैंडबुक मोस्टली. आई ऑल्सो यूज टू फॉलो द एमएलए हैंडबुक. ओके, सो उसके अकॉर्डिंग आपको बताना है कि कौन सी साइटेशन इनमें से करेक्ट है. तो वहां पर के पहले लास्ट नेम आता है, देन उसके बाद फर्स्ट नेम आता है, देन यू पुट अ फुल स्टॉप एंड देन जो वर्क है अगर वो ऐसे है तो यू पुट देम इन कोटेशन. अगर वो पूरी बुक लेंथ वर्क है देन यू इट italicize it or you underline. So those are the rules kind of the thing. So this is something कि जिसके लिए आपको वो MLA फॉर्मेट क्या रहता है, उसमें कैसे लिखा जाता है, लेटेस्ट एडिशन का जानकारी आपको होना चाहिए, एंड ओनली देन यू विल बी एबल टू डू दिस पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन. कोई शॉर्टकट नहीं है इसको करने का. सो इसके अकॉर्डिंग अगर आप देखेंगे, अगर आपको वो MLA हैंडबुक मालूम है कि वो उसका क्या फॉर्मेट रहेगा, then you would know that the correct answer here is 3, that is B and C. So these both are written in the correct format according to the 8th edition of the MLA handbook, right? Next question. Which of these departments did the Woods Dispatch of 1854 recommend setting up in the universities? Now again, जब आप अपना एक और दूसरा मॉड्यूल प्रिपेयर करेंगे इंग्लिश इन इंडिया के, इंग्लिश का इंडिया में क्या हिस्ट्री रहा है, हाउ इट केम टू बी इंट्रोड्यूस्ड इन इंडिया एंड ऑल दैट, then you will come across this Woods Dispatch there. In that history, this Woods Dispatch is pretty famous, and that is why when you will read it, you would know that it recommended setting up of all these departments apart from French. Just French को नहीं बोला गया था, बाकी तीनों थे. So A, B and D. Okay, so this would be the answer. Now next question again very straightforward. ये Hamlet की line बहुत famous है, Hamlet play की line. Something is rotten in the state of Denmark. बहुत famous quotation है इस play के अंदर से. So if you have thoroughly prepared this play, then you would know that this line is uttered by Marcellus in the play. And he's also talking about कि जो Claudius का corrupting effect रहा है on the state of Denmark, he's also talking about that, right? So this is a very important line from the play. You must know this. Next question. Again we have to match the list. तो आपको यहाँ पर works के names दिए हैं and then you are given the names of the critics here, and you have to match these ones. Now Masks of Conquest बहुत famous काम है गौरी विश्वनाथन का, so this here would be 3. Lie of the Land is by राजेश्वरी सुंदर राजन. राजेश्वरी सुंदर राजन भी एक काफी important critic है and she's a feminist critic, right? Rethinking English is by Swati Joshi, so this is 4, and this Gift of English is by Alok Mukherjee, so this is 1. So the correct options here would be this. Okay, again next question में भी हमें list match करनी है यहाँ पर. Now the first one is in Chennai, the second Bhanyalok is in Mysore, so this is 2. This Bhandarkar Oriental Institute is located in Pune, and this Asiatic Society is in Kolkata. And this Asiatic Society, it was founded during the company rule in India to enhance the cause of Oriental research. And this was founded by William Jones. He was a philologist. It was founded by him in 1784. So the correct answer is 2. Next, which 2 of the following essays form part of Bakhtin's The Dialogic Imagination? 4 essays. So again, let me correct. This would be a capital I. There is a colon here. Okay. So this is the full title. The Dialogic Imagination, colon, 4 essays. And the 4 essays in this particular book are epic and novel. Second is from the prehistory of novelistic discourse. Third is forms of time and of the chronotope in the novel. And fourth one is discourse in the novel. So these are the 4 essays which form a part of the dialogic imagination. So as you can see, this one, discourse in the novel, okay, and forms of time and chronotope in the novel. ये जो दोनों हैं, they are a part of this. So therefore the answer will be B and D, option number 4. And not this one. I said from the prehistory, not the history, from the prehistory. I know that is a very technical thing, जो कि शायद एक बार को ना याद रहे, but then this is how it is. Next, very straightforward simple question कि कौन सी Shakespearean comedy को as a play within a play structure किया गया है, and the right answer to this is The Taming of the Shrew. Now let me first of all just correct this again here. Matillart, okay, so this is one पूरा नाम इकट्ठा Matillart. Now the question is, which of these is identified by Ariel Dorfman and Armand Matillart as having been deployed in Disney comic books to propagate imperialist ideology? Okay, तो इन दोनों ने ना एक बहुत famous essay लिखा था, How to Read Donald Duck, and this was published in 1971. And in this particular work they revealed कि कैसे जो capitalist ideology है वो operate करती है in our beloved cartoons, and there they said that they use this infantilization to propagate this imperialist ideology. See, infantilization literally would mean that किसी इंसान को as an infant treat करना, okay, as a बच्चे की तरह उसको treat करना, that is infantilization. Now next question, which of the following narrative cycles is referred to in Foucault's What is an Author? And in this particular work, बहुत famous work है Foucault का, यहाँ पर Foucault used a non-Western text that is the Arabian Nights, okay, which is also the 1001 Nights. So the answer would be 3. Next, which 2 among the following condemned the transportation of 50,000 slaves into England in 1771? So it said that there were 2 people who condemned, and they were Johnson and Horace Walpole. Okay, so A and C, that would be answer number 2. Next, आपको यहाँ पर इन्होंने कैरेक्टर्स दिए हैं, साथ में उनके नाम दिए हैं कि किस टेक्स्ट में से वो लिए गए हैं, एंड देन यू विल हैव टू टेल, उनको आपको क्रोनोलॉजिकल ऑर्डर में फिर अरेंज करना है. ओके, नाउ आई अगेन थिंक बहुत सिंपल सा स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड क्वेश्चन है. सबसे पहले ऑफ कोर्स वी नो दैट इज शकुनी महाभारत से, सो दैट इज बी. देन वी हैव गोदान, प्रेमचंद का गोदान, जो कि पहली दफा 1936 में पब्लिश हुआ था. उसके बाद आएगा रस्टी फ्रॉम द रूम ऑन द रूफ, विच इज बाय रस्किन बॉन्ड, और ये जो नॉवल था ये पहली दफा पब्लिश हुआ था 1956 में. एंड देन लास्टली हमारे पास है प्राणेशाचार्य, जो कि संस्कारा से है, एंड संस्कारा दिस वाज पब्लिश्ड इन 1965. सो द करेक्ट ऑर्डर हियर वुड बी BDCA, which is option number 4. Next questions, again आपको दो statements दिए हैं and then you'll have to choose the correct answer, correct option from here. This first statement is the opening and closing lines for Waiting for Godot are spoken by Estragon. Towards the end of the play, Waiting for Godot, Estragon echoes Pozzo's statement, they give birth astride of a grave. Now, since this play is a very important one, तो of course इसमें से straightforward बिल्कुल questions expect करना कि कौन कौन से characters हैं, वो थोड़ा सा मुश्किल है कि ऐसे questions आएंगे, and they will be asking you these kind of questions, the opening and the closing lines. मैं हमेशा बोलती हूँ कि कोई भी important work है उसकी opening और closing lines आपको पता होनी चाहिए. So yes, this particular statement is correct कि दोनों lines opening और closing एस्ट्रागॉन के द्वारा बोली गई हैं, but the second statement is not true. So the correct answer here is option number 4. Next question. Again a straightforward question. यहाँ पर आपको plays दिए हैं और playwrights के नाम दिए हैं. You have to match them. Now the Trial of Dedan Kimati is again बहुत famous work है Thiongo का. So this is matched with 4. Madmen and Specialists is by Wol Soyinka. The Sea at Dauphin is by Derek Walcott. So this will be 3. And the last one is An Echo in the Bone, which is by Dennis Scott. And therefore the correct option here is option number 2. Now next question में हमें chronological sequence में arrange करने हैं the following terms, and egotistical sublime जो है that is associated with John Keats. उन्होंने इस phrase को use किया था way back in 1818 जब एक letter वो लिख रहे थे. So this certainly is number 1. Then second is dissociation of sensibility. ये T.S. Eliot ने use किया था in his essay The Metaphysical Poets, which was published in 1921. So this here is 2. उसके बाद आता है theater of cruelty. Now this theater of cruelty is associated with Antonin Artaud, and this would be around the 1930s. Okay, so this is 3. And the unreliable narrator, this term was coined in 1961 by Wayne Booth in The Rhetoric of Fiction. Okay, so this will be 4, and therefore the sequence here would be DACB. Okay, option number 3, DACB. Last question, who is the author of The Otherness of English, India's Anti-Tongue Syndrome? Now this is a very famous book by Prabal Das Gupta, and therefore the answer here is 3, Prabal Das Gupta. And this book offers an interpretation of the content and usage of the English language in India, specifically commenting on the mode of its presence. And you know, जो author है वो यहाँ पर एक interdisciplinary account भी देता है of the role जो English play करती है in the general process of modernization. And with this, we have completed our क्वेश्चन पेपर ऑफ दिसंबर 2021. उम्मीद करती हूँ आपको वीडियोस अच्छे लगे होंगे, एंड इन केस यू डिड देन डू नॉट फॉरगेट टू लाइक, कमेंट, शेयर एंड सब्सक्राइब. थैंक यू सो मच.